Now, the reason why I titled this episode tonight as such is because I see some folks getting impatient out there. I see some folks forgetting that we already did have a massive pump of almost 600% for XRP. And I see folks that are missing what's, the setup here for another XRP pump. And so we want to make sure that folks stay locked in. I was thinking maybe I could speak in a nice, soft, calming voice. And I was thinking I could title this session XRP ASMR. And I could just speak nice and softly for you guys, nice and gentle, make sure everybody's doing okay. But we do need a vibe check in the XRP family, because for those of you guys like myself that have been here since 2018, this is nothing new. And I don't need to rah-rah cheer you up or pump you up at all. And I'm right there in that camp with you, right? But there are a lot of new people coming in. There's a lot of people playing around. And what I find so interesting is that it always comes back to XRP. It always comes back to Bitcoin or XRP for most people. And so what we're at right now is a point where we know crypto regulations are imminent. We know massive adoption is here. Enterprise adoption is underway. Institutional liquidity is set to come in. But yet folks right now are chasing around the next shiny object, and myself included. I made myself a meme coin trade today, right? I'm playing around as well. But that's after I've already stacked my bags of utility. And I was going through, getting prepared to drop my Sologenic deep dive. And boy, I tell you what, if you hold Sologenic, this is a project that I've kind of been fading. I haven't been overly impressed with what they've produced so far. And I've been vocal about that in the past. But boy, when I looked at the technical setup, it's absolutely amazing. Whether the utility comes in or not, these coins are set to run. And this is going to be an XRP-led alt season coming up here in March and April timeframe, similar to what took place during the 2021 bull run. And so the session tonight is titled XRP Patience Before Pump, because you need to stay locked in. You have a month of February here where, we might get hit again. What was the black swan this weekend? More trade war talk, right? More tariffs, more trade war. That was the same, thing that took down the markets, the same excuse as the weekend before. The weekend before that, it was the DeepSeek AI. Next weekend, who knows what it's going to be? It could be aliens. It could be the asteroid. The asteroid that's going to kill us all in 2032. The odds went up from 1.8 to 2.3%, or whatever the scientists said, right? There's always going to be something to be fearful of. But the fundamentals are clear. If you can clear your perspective, your vision, and your focus, he who gets focused first and stays focused longest will win most. That's what my mentor Dan Pena told me. And I see it playing out right now, where folks are going to completely miss this opportunity because they've never been through a large liquidation event like we just went through last week. If you are new in cryptocurrency, and if you haven't been here since 2022, when the last liquidation event that we had was, the last big one was FTX. That was in November of 2022. Earlier in that year, we had the Luna crash in May. And then before that, in March of 2020, we obviously thought that the world was going to end then as well. And these all presented some of the best buying opportunities. I mean, if you played it right, generational wealth buying opportunities for these assets with real utility. The V-shaped recovery right out of them, no problem. And so for new people that have only been here for a year or two, you've never been through an event like we just went through. That event was artificial. That was manipulation. XRP and these utility assets have been manipulated for 6 years. I've been invested in XRP since 2018. Many of you guys have been longer. Some of you guys are only been around for a couple years. And so like I said, if you're new here, please note that what we just went through last week was the largest liquidation event in the history of cryptocurrency, and that's what it took to beat up XRP below $2. Now, let's take a step back and recognize what I just said there. The largest liquidation event in the history of cryptocurrency is what it took to beat up XRP below $2. And by the way, you only had a chance to get it for 10 minutes. So hopefully you scooped up that one. And for those with patience who keep and stay liquid, as I've been saying, right? What do I hold? Oh, I got a big bag of XRP, but I've been keeping cash in the bank, cash in exchanges, cash under the mattress, so that I can stay liquid and so that I can place that order. And so for those of you guys that have been patient, for those of you guys that have been sticking to the program, you are scooping up these dips. and we might get another one. But the setup that I'm watching right now takes us up to really a cycle top, a local cycle top. And, you know, are some of these coins going to go set a new high later in 2025? They very well could. They might not. But I don't want you to miss this cycle top that's coming in this spring. This is what I'm so focused on right now. And as I go through these projects to do deep dives, the new playlist that I created, 2025 coin reviews, we already did XCN, we already did HBAR, and we just did Stellar. Now, despite some of my frustrations, despite some of the red flags, they all have a nice move ahead of them. I mean, we're talking about gains and returns that the traditional space dreams of. But we're not pleased, we're not grateful to catch a 3x, a 5x. We run up a 10 bagger. And we're not grateful enough because we know somebody who made 15x on Dave Fartnoy coin. Let's take a step back here. You know what I'm saying? And so this is why I titled the session XRP Patience Before Pump, is because folks need to stay locked in. I'm going to go through the current events, which is mostly what I'm going to be talking about tonight. From the current events, from Doge to everything that Trump's doing, to everything that's taking place, and how this is going to impact these markets. This is why we are getting the volatility. They're more than happy to blame Trump for the stock market coming back down. They're more than happy to blame the big bad orange man. What I don't want you to be in, though, is in a position where you have to tell your grandchildren that it was the big bad orange man that kept you from taking advantage of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. That's what I'm here to do. And so we're going to break it down, full update. If you appreciate what we're doing, all of our community resources are available at zachrector.com. I appreciate your support and couldn't do it without you, so thank you so much. And let's get it rocking and rolling. And by the way, real quick, I'm also wearing the XRP poker table shirt. This is dropped by the Bearable Guy in Christmas of 2022. To let everybody, be reminded that Ripple is at the table right now. That this is Ripple at the table right now. Working with the SEC, which we just saw, the SEC agreed to a stay with the Binance case. So this new SEC, this is a new negotiation that's taking place right now. Now, folks don't want to talk about the case. Folks don't want to talk about the settlement until the headline comes out. Well, I'm sorry, but I got new people that need to wake up to the opportunity in front of them. You might be able to just tune out until the case is over, until XRP pumps to $8 to $10 or whatever we're going to do this spring. But there's a lot of new people coming in that need to understand what's taking place, how close we are to the finish line. I get you've been in this case, you've been in the XRP family for 4 years, just like I have. And believe me, I'm worn out. I wish that we didn't have to talk about the SEC or the law at all. But we are so close to the finish line, it needs to be recognized, and folks need to be prepared. And so we just saw that the SEC agreed to a stay in the Binance case, citing the new crypto council as a reason why we should agree to a 60-day stay while the crypto council comes in and while Paul Atkins come in. So I'm going to talk more about that later too. But guys, the outlook here, it couldn't get better. I'll give you a quick glance here at XRP price. $2.39. We did go up to $2.50. Briefly up to $2.54 here today, but we've cooled off here to about $2.39. Now, Bitcoin's down to 95. And I just got to make one quick point here too, because this is not just the XRP community. In fact, I believe that the XRP community is holding better out, holding much better than a lot of other communities, as a matter of fact. And I can see that reflected on the price chart, because some of these other coins have been beat up a lot more than XRP. XRP is actually holding out pretty well. But when I look around on crypto Twitter, when I look around on the sentiment, I mean, people are telling me that, hey, so-and-so influencer said to sell everything until the storm passes or something. I'm like, who are you guys listening to out here? What are you talking about, man? This thing could pump at any moment. And to be on the sidelines for what? We've already been talking about being liquid. If you overinvested, then yeah, you might need to sell off some of your positions, but that's different from having our bags packed, being ready to go, and not being shaken up by a little liquidity event. I mean, and is the outlook bad for a lot of other projects? Quite frankly, yes, it is. Quite frankly, yes, it is. For us over here, though, I mean, we're holding up really well, and I think that the setup is still tremendous. real quick. Let's get it going, okay? Just checking chat. What does the Binance dump mean? Well, that's the thing. Of course, Binance has an excuse. They've never done this ever, but they just dumped a bunch. And so they're saying that, oh, this is just us moving around wallets, playing around. You can never trust a word out of Binance, as Secretary Janet Yellen would call him. You can't trust a word out of Binance that settled up $4 billion with the Department of Justice and is still in the middle of a case here with the SEC, but it's looking like, hey, maybe a deal's going to get done. We got a lot to cover. Let's rock and roll. Doge. Here's your Doge update. I mean, it's just absurd what's being discovered on an hourly basis right now. Federal employee retirements are processed using paper by hand in old limestone mine in Pennsylvania. 700 plus mine workers operate 230 feet underground to process 10,000 applications per month, which are stored in manila envelopes and cardboard boxes. The retirement process takes multiple months. Now, I saw Elon talking about this at the press conference there with Donald Trump, and his son was there as well, too, which I love to see. Absolutely love to see that he's got the little man right there next to him. I like to have my kids pop into the office here from time to time as well, too. I thought he was joking when he was describing that this was the process, that they have to literally, using a mine is where we store these documents, and we physically can only pull out about 10,000 applications per month, or there's a limit, however many we can get out. And first, too, I was reading that number, 10,000 employees per month. I mean, I get that this is the federal government and there's a lot of people, but holy cow, 10,000 people per month retiring? Incredible. But we're finding out just how inefficient these processes really are. And so I know folks have mixed feelings about, is this good? Is this bad? Why can't we shine the light? That's all I have to say. Why can't we shine the light? What does it hurt to shine the light? I mean, literally, to get these documents out of the limestone mine, you better put on the headlamp because you're going underground. This is where we're at in 2025. We're supposed to have flying cars, but we got meme coins and paperwork still in a mine. What's going on here? Speaking of what's going on here, what happened here? Nancy Pelosi, $223,000 annual salary. How'd she amass a net worth of $202 million? How about Chucky Boy Schumer? Annual salary of $210, net worth of $75 million. He should probably go get some more stock picks there from Nancy. Maybe Chucky could get that net worth up a little bit. Come on. Mitch McConnell, annual salary $200K, net worth $95 million. And then Elizabeth, I got a plan for you. She's going to wish she lost to John Deaton. Warren, with the annual salary of $285,000. How did she get that? How come she's paid more than everybody else? Because she's on a committee? And she's amassed a net worth of $67 million. So Elizabeth Warren needs to play a little bit of catch up there, right behind Chucky Boy, right behind Mitch, and Nancy Pelosi in the lead. And this is a retweet from Elon Musk that I just showed you. It's not like these politicians started companies or were NBA all-stars. So where did they get all the money? Does anyone know? And like I said, why does it hurt to shine the light? Why does it hurt to ask a question? Well, what's the problem with having a stance of let all truth be revealed, as I've been saying now for years? Wherever the truth takes us, we need to shine the light, the best disinfectant. A little bit of sunlight, huh? How about this one? Before we even start to look, they're jumping ship. Ronald Rowe, the head of the Secret Service D.C. office, is resigning. Gone. You're about to get fired anyways, most likely, so hey, you might as well. U.S. Aid Inspector General has been fired. See you later. Goodbye. You're gone. SCOTUS, here we come from Mr. I, retweeting. Appeals court refuses to halt an order requiring the Trump administration to unfreeze all federal funding. That's heading up to the Supreme Court. You already know what's going to happen. Nothing can stop nothing can stop what's coming. They can play around in the kangaroo courts for a little bit, but we're moving this thing quickly through the court system. I absolutely love to see it. Let's continue further. Trump advisors mull folding FDIC into the Treasury. It's all coming back to the Treasury. The IRS, you're gone. You're fired. See you later. Coming back to the Treasury. Administered by the states. No more income, payroll, gift, or estate tax if this goes through as we expect. Do you realize how bullish that is? Why are we spending any time sad, pal? No, my little Mickey Mouse coin didn't pump today. Oh, no. Come on. This is the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. Yes, a little bit of meme coin trading might be included, but it's not the main bread and butter. Come on. Stay locked in with us. U.S. House Oversight Committee announcing task force on the declassification of federal secrets. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. In relation to UFOs, I better say aliens. You guys know the game that we play here. Every time we say aliens, you got to take a sip of that adult beverage, huh? Cheers. Full disclosure, let all truth be revealed. The little aliens, 9/11. I don't say the next name. That's the name that starts with an E. I don't say that name. Crimes against humanity. Crimes against humanity. What's wrong with shining the light? And you got to slow drip it to these people. These people are walking zombies. The masses are asleep. You come out day one and give them the lowdown on UFOs, 9/11, what's going on little islands, JFK, the origins of I can't say that word. You got to slow drip it to them. You got to spoon feed it, just like I do with my little ones. Here we go, buddy. Let me get you a little scoop. A little spoon feed you. That's how it has to be. And we're already moving quickly. I know. For those of us that are tapped in, we want it to be day one. Shut down the IRS now. Shut down, whatever it's going to be now. And pump my crypto now, too. Why hasn't Trump why hasn't he tweeted out XRP yet, right? We're moving. Okay, we're moving in that direction. Brad Garlinghouse is about to get appointed. I was going to say anointed. He's about to get appointed to the Crypto Council. What are we worried about here? Hey, I tell you what you should be worried about, though, is if you are trying to get some gold, if you are trying to get some silver, trying to get some delivery on some metals, that's something to get worried about, because look at what's happening here, folks. Korean Mint suspends sales of gold bars due to flood of demand. This is a draining of the vaults. I've been describing it as such for a while. Folks didn't believe it when we were at 2,000, broke up to 2,200, consolidated there for 3 years. We triple tapped that level at 2,100. 2,100, we triple tapped it, basically right below it. We went up to 2,050, 2,080. We triple tapped it from 2020 to about 2022. I think it was in 2023 where we really broke free. 24, 25, 26, here we are pushing towards 3. Now, I did drop a precious metals update, a real quick one yesterday. Gold pushing towards 2,960, I think is the highest that I saw it on the futures. Spot prices were down to about 2,930, 40, I believe. But after you pay your premium, after you pay for shipping, if you can get it delivered to you, if you can get it, you're probably going to be paying over $3,000 per ounce right now. And the big play for me, I still think, is silver. It's going to play catch up eventually. It always has historically. And as both of these metals get tokenized and as they become more liquid, efficient, and as transportable as digital assets like Bitcoin, it is game on. And these assets, I think, are going to see a revitalization that is well overdue. Not only will they be respected for their industrial use, the real value that they bring to our lives, we won't be so focused on playing around with silly stuff and Green New Deals, but we'll be focused on what actually moves the world forward. And this is when the respect will be given, and it'll be more easily accessible as it gets tokenized and much more appreciated as well. Now, continuing on, let's get into a couple more things here before we get to crypto. The vote to confirm Tulsi Gabbard, which was originally scheduled for tonight, has now been postponed due to the dusting of snow on the ground here in D.C. So they stalled out Kash Patel. He's in the Senate Judiciary Committee, FBI director, right? He was supposed to be confirmed last Thursday, but they stalled it out. And so now he will be back up for vote on Thursday in the committee still. Once he gets approved and gets pushed out of committee, then he will move on then to the entire Senate to vote on him. But you can see the stall tactics here from the Democrats. So we just got to call it like it is. We can see that they're stalling here now on Tulsi Gabbard as well. A little bit of a dusting on the ground, and they, wrap up shop, close up shop for the day. It's an absolute joke. Not only do they barely work half the year, but now we get a little bit of a dusting. We're closing up shop. And they're just trying to stop the inevitable. It's just like sending all these cases through the kangaroo courts. They get their little corrupt judges to, halt the executive orders, to halt what Doge is doing. It's not going to stand. They try to stall out Tulsi getting confirmed. They're trying to stall out all of the nominees to Trump's cabinet. And the more that they're doing this, the more vulnerable it makes America, and the more damage is done. I mean, I got my red folder right here, and we know about damages done to the XRP community. We know about damages done to the crypto space, but we're talking about damages done to every single American. The longer that they push this on, there's no legitimate reason why they need to be hanging up and holding up all these people that have been well vetted. Many of them have already served as politicians, or have already been included. And so the usual DC dance is being played, but it will not stop what is coming. Now into cryptocurrency here, 3 sources with direct knowledge of the matter tell me that Donald Trump has chosen Brian Quintenz, current head of policy at A16Z, and a former commissioner to be permanent chair of the CFTC. This is the scoop here from Eleanor Terrett. Okay? No official statement from the White House yet, but officials at the CFTC have confirmed the move. Here's a statement from acting CFTC chair Pham. I congratulate my friend Brian Quintenz on his selection for CFTC chairman. I work with Brian on important initiatives that he led to success when he was CFTC commissioner. He will do the same for crypto and innovation. I look forward to supporting Brian and his leadership at the CFTC. So it looks like it's game on at the CFTC. And remember that the CFTC just partnered up with Ripple. Yeah, we already forgot about that one. Right? That news came out, and we've already moved on to the next news cycle. Right. And this is why we got to keep on reminding folks of where we're at. We are at the table, not just at the table with the SEC. We're also at the table with the other regulator of our financial markets and capital markets, which would be the CFTC. And the CFTC is tasking Ripple with a pilot program for stablecoins and for using other digital assets as forms of collateral in a financial system. I couldn't think of anybody better to be working with our CFTC on such a program. And we anticipate and speculate, that's what it is, but we anticipate and speculate that this is eventually going to lead to even closer ties. And once again, with Brad Garlinghouse probably most likely being appointed into the crypto council that's being formed up and headed up by David Sachs. So not only are we going to be showing them how to use this technology, we'll be showing them how to direct the policy. And I think that in the next 12 to 24 months, we're going to be having a completely different conversation that no longer involves any of the legal, any of the regulations. That's all going to be behind us, which will be a joy for many of us, right? I know people think that we want to, us YouTubers want to keep talking about this case so that we have something to talk about every single day. I'm tired of talking about the case. I really am. And I know that once we get out of this case too, the retail sentiment's very simple, guys. Retail investors don't know how to look deep. They don't know how to cut past headlines, right? And so this is why they're caught up. They look at Ripple and XRP. One, they're probably getting lies about XRP being centralized, XRP's being a banker's coin. The only way that XRP will be successful is in a CBDC New World Order reality. That's not true either. But this is the type of information that retail's getting, and they don't have the experience or knowledge to go look further or know where to look to actually see what's going on here. And so the average retail investor just looks at this and they're getting that narrative. And then they're also seeing that they're involved in a lawsuit. And so they're going to chase the new shiny object. And I was speaking about this too before we fired up the live show here on X and YouTube. I was warming up on TikTok and I was talking about all these coins that are getting dumped on Coinbase. I've been laughing watching these tickers getting just dumped on Coinbase, and they're lucky to last a few days in the green before they've all been nuked. Every single one of the charts has been nuked on all these coins. Swift Coin, ACH, XCN. And this is why I took profits on XCN when I made my move. I still hold a bag, but I hold a bag free and clear now, right? And if you watch my XCN deep dive, I break down why it was a momentum trade and why I'm still holding a little bit of a bag, but I'm not holding my big bag and I'm not doubling down. I'm not picking up any more. I'm kind of just letting what I have now. I'm rolling with house money now, and I'm going to let that ride. But if you look at the charts on a lot of these new tickers that are getting put on Coinbase, they're just getting wrecked. They're getting wrecked. All of this is a distraction from XRP. All of it's a distraction from Bitcoin. All of it's a distraction from Ethereum and every other major cryptocurrency that's been around since 2017 or even since 2020. These cryptos are getting overlooked right now because people are going to invest in Mickey Mouse, whatever it is, Dave Portnoy. What did I buy today? Oh yeah, Big Balls. That was the ticker that I bought today, right? We got in at 100K, made a nice move on that one today, pumped all the way up to 500,000. That was a nice little XRP meme trade. I don't do degenerate activity on any other chain besides the XRP ledger, right? And so my point being is all this gets us distracted, gets new people distracted from fundamental assets in the cryptocurrency space. They're chasing the new coin. And I saw that Coinbase now has a new sign. They put new on these coins that they're offloading on you. And all it takes is cutting a check to Coinbase and you're good to go. It's how it works across the table with all of these exchanges. If you have the money, you can get listed. You don't have to have utility. You don't have to have proven track record. None of that matters. I don't need to list off the tickers. Toshi, V, Block V is not on there, but there's a few other tickers too. Swift Coin's one of them. ACH is one of them. And you can see some of the other ones too. There's a new one, B3 today. I mean, they're just dumping crap on there, right? And so the average retail person sees, oh, wow, the new ticker. I better go run into the new coin. Go look at the Trump chart. And I was going to buy Trump coin as soon as it went on Coinbase. I wasn't going to download Solana Phantom Wallet and play around with that. I don't play around in the Solana ecosystem, period, point blank. But once the ticker was going to be listed on Coinbase, okay, maybe I'll throw a little something just to support the cause. And thank goodness I didn't, because Trump coin's gotten pretty well beat up. And in fact, in the hearing today, the golden age of digital assets, Maxine Waters wanted to cite the fact that Trump coin lost investors some $2 billion worth of their money, which was rather funny. Because one, Maxine, yes, this is the degen space. People get wrecked every single day. This is what Live Free is all about. You can go to the casino and get wrecked. You can go to the XRP ledger, or not the XRP. Well, you can go to the XRP ledger too, but you can go to the meme coins on Solana or whatever it may be and get wrecked, right? You can go to the real world casino, or you can go to the digital casino and get wrecked. I'm a libertarian. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that I should have the freedom to take my 50 grand to the casino, just like I should have my freedom to take my 50 grand to a meme coin, just like I should have the freedom to take my 50 grand wherever I want, And I don't need Maxine to protect me, but and if we really look at it, it's absolutely ironic and so hypocritical, because Maxine Waters took money from FTX. She's in there taking pics, and Sam Bankman-Fried has his arms around Maxine Waters, buddy, and God, can you imagine the stank? Oh my, I'm sorry to bring this visual to your, and this thought. This is supposed to be XRP Patience ASMR. We're supposed to be talking nice, soft, and calm about XRP, but I just thought of that. How stanky. Sam Bankman with Maxine too. Oh boy. Whoa. Somebody clear the air. Can you imagine? But I find it hilarious that Maxine wants to come out and say, oh, we lost $2 billion on Trump. Yeah. There's billions lost every single day in crypto. And there was about 10 billion lost from FTX. So it was about 5 times bigger than Trump coin, FTX. And that was just the customer funds that were lost on FTX. Now, a lot of them were recovered, but then you add in all of the market cap loss across the entire cryptocurrency space. This was the biggest liquidation event in the history of cryptocurrency, which was done by somebody that she was buddy with, Maxine Waters. And I'll tell you what, nobody's getting ahead in their CBDC reality, in their reality where Nancy Pelosi gets to pick stocks while we're all left in the dark. They do backdoor deals. They're getting rich while the average person doesn't even have a chance. At least in the crypto degenerate space, we got a chance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can go get wrecked, but at least we have a fighting chance. We don't get the inside scoop like Nancy Pelosi does. So yes, Maxine, and once again, if inflation wasn't so bad, if the value of our dollar wasn't being debased so quickly, we wouldn't be having to go chase these returns. We would become a nation of savers. We're being forced to go chase yield, forced to go chase returns and gains that are not just a few percent here and there. No, we need to go make 10, 20, 50% just to beat inflation. We need to go make 100%, 200% to beat real inflation on stuff that actually matters in our real lives, unlike the CPI lie, which is still at 3%. What was also hilarious was Maxine Waters citing how President Trump was banning the CBDC and how that was a bad thing. Now, I don't know how they were able to sneak in. Well, I do know how, because they usually do this. They'll bring in a few people from the industry, and that's what they did. They brought in a guy from PayPal. They brought in a guy from Kraken. They brought in one other guy. But then they brought in some other guy. And right away, I could tell something was off with this guy. I mean, you could tell. He's speaking like an academic. He's speaking like a big bureaucratic shill, big bureaucracy shill, big government shill. I said, who is this guy? So I went and looked, and sure enough, CFTC chairman under Obama. He was also at the Treasury in some other position as well. And he's a Harvard professor too. And so he's a Gary Gensler type guy. I mean, he looks like a clone of Gary Gensler. I don't know where they're producing these guys. You know, Gary Gensler and this guy as well too. I forget what his first name was. His last name was Mossad. Mossad was his last name, which I noted. Big bureaucracy shill though. And Maxine Waters and all the other Democrats up there are feeding him softballs. And basically Maxine, she, went off saying how it was bad that Trump banned a CBDC. And she asked this guy, she said, why shouldn't we have a central bank included? We need to have a central bank included. And then he went on to say how, there's some mixed opinions, but yes, we do need a CBDC. We do need a central bank. We do need a big government. We do need to have full control. You need to report all of your earnings to Elizabeth Warren. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but that's basically what he said, is that, yes, we do need a CBDC. Even if it's not a retail CBDC, we need a wholesale CBDC, which I have to go back and look. Well, I do have the text right here. I guess I could look right here. This is Trump's executive order, strengthening American leadership in digital financial technology. Because the reason why I was digging into this is because this is what gave us the time frame. Taking measures to protect Americans from the risks of CBDCs, which threaten the stability of the financial system, including by prohibiting the establishment, issuance, circulation, and use of a CBDC within the jurisdiction of the United States. Well, that's not even that does not distinguish between retail or wholesale. That's just no CBDC, period. Which, I love that conversation because, as I've been saying, that's how we drop the icebreaker. That's how we open it up. Well, why do we need to have a central bank involved in a CBDC? Well, let's flip that back on you, Maxine Waters. Why do we need to have a central bank at all? How did America do before we had a central bank? Oh, it was one of our, periods of the greatest wealth and prosperity that we've had, relatively speaking. Right. And so, just like you saw earlier in this episode, we noted how Trump is ready to roll the FDIC into the Treasury. If you look at the Fair Tax Act of 2025 that was submitted by Buddy Carter, not only does it reduce the income, payroll, gift, and estate tax, but it moves tax collection of a national sales tax to the Treasury and to be administered by the states, though. So it actually returns the power to collect those taxes just straight on down to the states. And the federal government really doesn't get involved at all. But what does happen is the Treasury collects the check and the Treasury gets to work with it from there. And then the big news that came out over the weekend, which was dropped, I think, on Super Bowl Sunday while everybody was distracted. Super Bowl Sunday, that's when they come out with the news that Trump and Elon may have uncovered some fraud within the Treasuries, within the Treasury market. We might not owe as much debt as we anticipated. Now, you have to understand how big of a deal that is. I think that was still really overlooked. Most people don't understand treasuries and what bonds are. They're very boring. But you have to understand that this is what backs our dollar. There's two things. There's two things to make a reserve currency. One, a medium of exchange. It has to be used every day as a medium of exchange. Two is a store of value. And the store of value is treasuries. You're loaning money to the U.S. government, and they're going to pay you back 4 or 5%, wherever the bonds are at right now. Now, there is not a cold chance, there's no way I would ever loan money to the U.S. government right now at all until we sort out our issues, but definitely not at 4 or 5%, which is where the yields are at right now. But there are people that are willing to. But as people become less willing to loan the U.S. government money, this is what causes the yields to go up. So while Jerome Powell has been cutting rates and saying, don't worry, guys, we're cutting rates, economy's strong, don't worry about it, everything's going to be okay. Meanwhile, the bond market is saying, you are full of you-know-what. And the bond market is giving Jerome Powell a big you-know-what. And the bonds sold off. And the bond yields went higher because people are saying, no, I'm not going to loan you money at 4%, at 4.25%, at 4.5%. And some of these yields actually spiked all the way back up to 5% once again. There will be no relief until we fix this, until we reset, restructure, and revalue. And it's going to be bumpy. But why didn't my Mickey Mouse meme coin pump today? And so this is what we're watching unfold. I got a couple more data points here that I want to get to, and then we're going to go to rapid fire Q&A. So keep on dropping and prepare yourself to drop those comments, questions down below. If you haven't already, please like this stream, share it out far and wide. We're just getting started. Ripple XRP fam, the golden age of digital assets hearing. Coy Garrison, partner at Steptoe LLP, says, quote, the SEC should first interpret that digital assets are not securities. Second, the SEC should consider withdrawing the Gensler era litigation. So you're seeing more and more calls to end these these ongoing lawsuits that the SEC filed under Gensler. More and more conversations to settle it up. More and more talk of coming to the table and getting a deal done. So the SEC and Binance filed for the stay in their case. Eleanor Terrett predicted yesterday that we're going to see more of these to come in the Ripple case, in the Coinbase case, and the Kraken case. Or we just might see them get dropped. Now, the final point that I was going to share here, though, is from MetaLaw Man. And he's commenting on the SEC and Binance joint motion for a stay in their case. And he says the 60-day stay of the Binance case might indicate that Hester Pearson Markuyeda want to wait until Paul Atkins is confirmed as chairman of the SEC before they dismiss crypto cases. Now, this is something that I've been speculating. I mentioned how this is going to be passed off on a silver platter to Paul Atkins to go seal up the deal with Kraken, Coinbase, Binance, and Ripple. And he's going to be able to say, hey, we got a new day is actually here. A new day is not something that you're going to just hear in a hearing anymore. This is actually for real. And the signal was sent by the SEC agreeing to stay the case with Binance. And the case with Binance originally involved, let me get my sticky note here, because I took notes on what originally the SEC tried to go broad, and they listed off like 10 different cryptos, BNB, Binance's stablecoin, and then a few other cryptos as well, including Solana. And then basically they dropped that after the judge responded. The judge responded to the motion to dismiss and allowed these few points to go through, which is Binance's BNB token. That case can proceed. The post ICO sales of Binance's BNB token, that can proceed. Binance's stablecoin, that case will not proceed. The SEC did not justify their case for why the stablecoin was a security. And she specifically cited how on Binance's website and platform, the expectation was it was going to be pegged to $1. So what kind of investment could you have when the token itself is to be pegged to $1? Now, when you go to stake it, this is going to be included. So the BNB token, that's included. But you have to be clear here. It wasn't that this is the underlying asset, BNB itself being a security. What she was allowing to go forward was the sales of BNB token by Binance. So the same thing that Ripple did is what she's allowing to go forward, right? It's the sales to other institutions or post sales done by Binance that are being evaluated, not the underlying asset. So BNB in and of itself is not a security, but some of these sales that Binance did, we can take a look at those. That can proceed. Staking as a service, that can proceed. And I've been talking about how staking as a service, in my opinion, does meet the Howey test. When you make an investment with the expectation of profits based off the efforts of others, that is the definition of the Howey test. You have met all prongs when you do staking as a service by giving your assets up to somebody else and allowing them to stake for you, allowing them to manage it for you. I've also questioned the staking pools. I'm less concerned about those with the new administration and the new SEC, but it is something to pay attention to. And at the hearing today at Capitol Hill, somebody suggested that it's the transactions that we need clarity on. We know that most of these assets in and of themselves are not securities. And we know which of these assets will be securities based off of the transactions, how they are conducted. So I really appreciated that because, and would like to see that when the legislation does get passed, because that's really what this comes down to. Is XRP a security? No. Can it be packaged up in a security? Yes. Is gold a security? No. It's a commodity. Can it be packaged up in a security? Yes. And so we need clarity on when something is transacted as a security, because all of these assets in and of themselves are most likely not a security. The final point that the judge is allowing to go forward is the fraud claims of internal controls. So post ICO sales of BNB, that gets to go forward. Staking as a service, that gets to go forward. And then fraud claims of internal controls within Binance, that gets to go forward. That's what the judge ruled last year. But now, here we are, February 2025, and the SEC and Binance, I keep on wanting to call them Binance, like Janet Yellen called them, they've agreed to a stay in this case for 60 days. And so is this a precursor to come? Most likely. We're either going to see a stay, which I don't want to see. What I want to see is this case get dismissed, rescinded, and dropped. And I don't want to see Ripple have to pay a dime. And it's looking like they won't have to. It's just a matter of when this thing gets settled up. Now, the reason why I showed you guys Tulsi Gabbard, and I forgot to mention this earlier when I did, they're stalling out Tulsi Gabbard's nomination. They're stalling out Kash Patel's nomination. And this is holding up Paul Atkins' nomination to the SEC chair as well. So this is where we're at. The warfare and the lawfare is still present. Those who don't have patience are going to get left behind when this thing does pump inevitably here in the next couple months. We have many narratives, many things, many events lining up here in the March-April timeframe that have XRP and some of these other utility assets absolutely primed to run. I want to be very clear about something, though, before I open this conversation up for Q&A. If you haven't already, please like this video, share it out far and wide for us. We'd greatly appreciate it. I want to be very clear. I'm not waiting around for an alt season. I'm not waiting around for a super cycle. I'm not debating if either one of those things are going to happen. I have targets set on the cryptos that I hold. When the targets are hit, I'm going to take my profit. I'm going to take my money and run. And they are about to run. This is going to happen very soon. I think that you have a short window here in this month of February to focus in on real fundamentals. Which projects should you actually be stacking right now? The new shiny coin? The new shiny ticker? The new hot one? The new ticker that your favorite influencer says you gotta buy? Or should it be the projects that have fundamentals to back up a technical setup? Technical setup is there too, that are going to pass the clear when it comes to the legal aspect. But then another thing too that has to be considered is the memes and the culture. If you don't have attention right now, you're not going anywhere. This is an attention economy. And so your crypto can have the best fundamentals in the world, but if nobody knows about it, nobody's going to invest in it. And this is one of the things that blockchain developers are the worst at, is marketing. What few marketing attempts they make, they just send little checks to shills. I think that we can do better. I mean, you've seen there's definitely good marketing campaigns being done by some of the big industry players, but by and large part, I think that we could do a lot better as an industry. A lot better as an industry. Now let's open this conversation up for Q&A. I appreciate everybody who's given a chat, who's given a super chat, who's dropped a gift. I appreciate your support. Let me get caught up here and let's go rapid fire Q&A. Chosen One Collecting, do you think the ETS will be approved before SEC case? It's looking like the case concludes before the ETS. Yeah. We should actually hear back whether or not the SEC is going to acknowledge some of the filings here this week. We should get some updates on that. I will keep you updated on that. But yeah, the ETFs can be approved before. But the problem is that it's looking like the time frame on ETFs is later this year, and it's looking like the SEC case conclusion is in the first half of this year, most likely in the next 60 days, 60 to 90 days. And remember, the reason why I have Trump's executive order right here is because we went back and we looked. He gave this crypto council 30 days to recognize and identify every regulation and order that impacted crypto. And then he gave them 60 days to figure out, how do we rectify? What do we need to do to solve these? Or what needs to be dropped? What needs to be added? We have 60 days, and that includes cases as well too. Case precedent. So the timeline is on. The timeline is on, which is why I titled this episode tonight, XRP Patience Before Pump, because I wanted to remind folks to have patience and stay locked in. The setups are looking so fantastic. I'm looking down the board on all these cryptos that I hold. 3x, 5x, 8x. One of these cryptos we found today, 10x to 33x, 3,300% upside potential. I'm not going to bank on it. I'm not going to hold, to wait for it to go that full extension. But golly, even on the low side, we're talking about a 10 bagger. So I don't know. I do know. I do know why folks aren't as excited and aren't as locked in. It's because they're not looking at these fundamentals. They're not looking at these technical setups. And they're, just looking at the new shiny coin. They're looking at the new project that's getting shilled. They're looking at, this project pumped 70% today. Let me ape into that one. You squeeze out a little bit more juice and then it's done. Right? And it's just rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Okay? Versus stacking fundamentals, staying liquid. When you find a fundamental play, you could buy some now. You could also place an order to buy some if we do get the dip. Set some cash on the sidelines. If we do get that pullback, you can get an even better entry. And just like, the old saying from Warren Buffett, I'm paraphrasing, but essentially, if you like the stock today and it goes on sale by 50% tomorrow, you should be just buying more. This is the same asset that you thought was a good deal fundamentally today at today's price. Well, tomorrow, if it goes down by 50%, that's a sale. If your fundamentals are solid. 99% of the space, there's your problem. Okay, rapid fire Q&A. Is 3,000 XRP enough? Well, it's going to do something for you. It will do something. We all start somewhere. I think that XRP is going $8 to $10. $8 to $10. And I worry because there's so many people that are talking about $8 to $10 this spring. I think it might even fall short, if I'm going to be dead honest with you guys, which is what I do every single day here. I'm not going to blow smoke up your you-know-what. We're here to be effective more so than be liked. And sometimes when I say things, people don't like to hear it, but that's what we're here to do. Okay. You can expect the deep dive on Sologenic tomorrow. And that's the ticker that I'm talking about that I'm going to show you. 10x on the low side, 30x on the high side. Have yourself a Merry Christmas. It's going to be one hell of a run. A lot of people going to get caught sleeping. Rapid fire Q&A. 2 19B4 forms with the US SEC to list and trade shares of CoinShares. Yeah. Yep, it's coming. We should hear back this week. The process is underway. Many other ETFs are going to go live. When you look at what the ETFs did for Bitcoin, it drove Bitcoin 55% past its previous all-time high. I think it's going to do even better for XRP. Well past that. Sologenic. It's a coin. Was launched on. Is Sologenic? It is an XRP Ledger coin, right? Yeah. I was trying to think of. Corium's the layer 1. Sologenic was launched on the XRP Ledger. Yeah. Sologenic. Right now it's at 40 cents. The all-time high is $6. Like I said, even if this thing doesn't even reach half of its all-time high, on my low side targets, it's $3 to $4. I'm going to hone in a little bit closer, but it's $3 to $13 on the high side. That 33x, it takes us to nearly a $13 solo. Shout out to Bunny Boy. He's a friend that I just made in the space, and I like his TA. He's a nice guy, and he's helping me out. I asked him to, hey, what's your chart for this coin? And I included his technical analysis in the HBAR deep dive, and also with Stellar too. And what he's done is he's looking at the market cap dominance chart, which is different from the price chart. So most of us are looking at XRP versus US dollars, XRP versus Tether, and that's what we focus on, right? When you look at the market cap dominance chart, what it does is it includes inflation of the token. So you can see how the coin is trading relatively against the rest of the space, including the amount of inflation that the token has as well too. So it gives you a little bit more perspective. It gives you another insight. It's an additional data point. Excuse me. It's an additional data point to include in your analysis. And so I've combined that with, what I'm looking at, from a fundamental basis on these projects. And I'm seeing Sologenic, they have enough of a narrative. They have enough of a story. I've been not overly impressed. They just announced a new deal with tokenizing stocks, a partnership with, I forget the name of the company, Texture, I forget what they were called. But anyways, they did a little video at the New York Stock Exchange, a little, hype promo video. And so they have some stuff cooking. They just announced the new CEO of Sologenic and Corium. Corium's their native one smart contract platform. And I love this setup. I absolutely love this setup where we have the XRP Ledger as the main hub of liquidity. And then we have these smart contract platforms around us like Corium, like Flare. The EVM sidechain is going to connect us with over 60 plus blockchains. So this setup of the hub and spoke model, XRP main source of liquidity, everything else smart contracts. We don't need smart contracts, but what we're getting is programmability. We're getting functions that are essentially smart contracts light version. Just like I drink my light beer, we got smart contracts light on the XRP ledger. Cheers, everybody. There's no way you said that XRP is only going $8 to $10 tops. $8 to $10 tops in this springtime. Yeah. That's my targets. That's what I'm seeing. That's not the end for XRP at all, though. Don't get it twisted. Please don't get it twisted. That's just where we're going to go here this spring. This spring run up. Yeah. I believe in triple digit XRP, in the next 5 to 10 years. I believe we're talking about $100 plus XRP with ease. With ease. Yeah. A lot of people say I underestimate XRP price. Well, like I just said, I don't rule out any prices. I don't say it can never go to $100. It can never go to 10,000. we're going through a reset, restructure, revaluation of the US dollar. So what is $100 XRP even mean in that context of what's a dollar going to be 5 years from now? You know, we don't know what's going to happen with our dollar, how quickly it could be debased, how quickly it could be reset. So, you know, can gold go to 5, 10,000? Absolutely. Can Bitcoin go to 200,000, 500,000? Sure. I don't rule out any of those targets. I definitely don't see Bitcoin going to 200K this bull run. But I'd be happy to be wrong. I'd love to see Bitcoin go to 200K. I'd love to be wrong and see XRP go up to 20, 25 bucks this springtime. Please note that I'm keeping over half of my XRP bag, or about half my XRP bag, even if we go up to 25, 30 bucks. So I am not going anywhere. You have to have, you really need to lock in on where XRP is actually going to go this spring, and then where it's going to go once utility is present, regulations are set, and institutional liquidity is present at scale. We're talking about well into the double digits for XRP, but it doesn't come till next year. It doesn't come till, you know, we're a ways away from that. Seriously, you really think it's going to pass Bitcoin? Come on, man, you're dreaming. Well, I'm not dreaming. I'm remembering when it did it before. XRP's already surpassed Bitcoin briefly during the 2018 bull run. Well, 2017, and then XRP topped out in 2018. For a brief moment, XRP flipped Bitcoin's market cap. So I'm not dreaming. I'm remembering. Yeah. Somebody said, why? Thank you, Zach. You are my favorite. I thought you were saying that it's going to 8 to 10 bucks. Zachariah, no, sir. That's not the top. That's just where I think and this is why I use the term local cycle top. I try not to use terms that confuse people too much, but what that means is that the bull run's not over, but it's a local cycle top within, like, you know, the next few months. This is when we're going to top out. Yeah, and then we'll go through that summer. There's an old saying, right? Sell in May and walk away. I think that you got a similar setup for some of these altcoins that we hold. I just read a comment, somebody talking about the shillers. You guys are funny. You guys are hilarious. Somebody was talking about the shillers. Oh, the shillers. A lot of shillers. It's so funny to me that people are holding all these different coins and Zacks now and some meme stuff. Like, dude, XRP is the only coin you need. It's really not that complicated. Absolutely. You know, I'm playing around with the trading bag, and what I've done actually is I just tallied up how much XRP I've made trading the memes, and it's nice. I'm very thankful. I'm very grateful for how well we've done on the XRP memes, and that's actually going to allow me to hold more XRP through this bull run. Actually, I'm going to be selling XRP that I made from trading memes instead of selling my long-term holdings. So when you see me playing around, don't get it twisted, guys. Don't get it twisted. In large part, I'm trying to understand how the XRP ledger works, how the DEX works, how the AMM works. I'm trying to understand, you know, where the attention's at. And so that's all I'm doing by hanging out with the degens. And, you know, I really only have a couple meme coins, too. I don't really have that much. And then when it comes to these other coins too, I described this too, and it was funny. Like, a lot of people didn't believe me when I said, hey guys, I'm not selling my XLM right now. A lot of people sold all their XLM because of the tweet and everything. And I said, well, I'm not selling my XLM right now. Excuse me. But I am looking forward to trading out of XLM if it does pump out of nowhere and actually, goes on a run before XRP or flips XRP. I will, take profit on XLM to stack more XRP, just like I've done in the past. And nobody believed me. Nobody believed that XLM had actually surpassed XRP in price ever. Somebody responded and they actually said, I just asked Grok, and Grok said this isn't true. I said, okay, for crying out loud, let me go back to my charts and because I remember doing this. The amount of XRP that I was able to stack was not just a few. It was a nice bag of XRP that I was able to stack. And I couldn't go find it on Coinbase because I've had to not update, but basically, update and re-download Coinbase because I moved from the regular Coinbase app to Coinbase Advanced. And so I don't have my old Coinbase trades from my Coinbase account back in the day. So I couldn't actually go back and find the trade. But what I did is I just went back to the charts, and sure enough, it was the time frame that I thought it was, which was 2021. It was January of 2021. And funny enough, it was actually on January 6th, 2021, was when XLM flipped XRP. And XLM went up to about 40, it was over 40 cents. And XRP was still down in the 20s. And then eventually it went up to like the 30s. But then XLM topped out at about 60 cents. And then XRP didn't flip XLM until February. So it was like from January 6th through the rest of that month, XLM had flipped XRP in price. And I flipped from XLM into XRP when it was at 40 cents. And so I responded to, I had to respond to like half a dozen people that didn't believe me. I'm like, guys, I don't lie to you guys. Like, you can read me, you can tell, like, I don't do this game of pretending, right? And so I went back and I showed the charts and I said, here it was, guys. I wasn't forgetting. This actually did happen. And the reason why I brought this up, why this was a thing again, is because Jed is sneaky. I call him Sneaky Jed McCaleb and Sneaky Little Stellar, the little stepchild that's forgotten about. And so I just said, I told the Discord group, I said, watch out, guys. We might see Sneaky Jed pull a fast one on us. He had his little intern. Why don't you go poke the bear real quick? Jed, go poke the bear real quick. And he tells the little intern to go put out that little tweet. And then Jed McCaleb's got some little master plan here to pump up XLM real quick. I could see it happening. And if it does happen, you're going to have to come back and say, Zach, you were right. Jed is a sneaky little guy. And so that's why I warned folks about it. I said, this has happened before. Not many people know about this, and it's been forgotten. But XLM did flip XRP briefly. And if it does, you know what to do because it's not going to last. It's not going to last, in my opinion. ETH to 20K? No. Oh boy, no. No, I don't even think ETH breaks 10K this bull run. Price prediction on what? Appreciate the 5-spot Q. Price prediction on what? I'll check the chat here, Q. If you want to let me know what you want a price prediction on. Somebody said he's the sneaky person behind XCN. Will you reinvest the half you sell into something else? Yes. The only thing I'm taking profits into is real estate. Yeah. So I'm going to cash out, set some aside for taxes, assuming that we're still going to have to pay taxes, right? I'll set some aside for taxes, set some aside that I'm actually going to use to buy back into XRP because I'm going to try to buy back a significant portion of my bag. Could get wrecked in the process too. I understand the risk that I'm taking, but yeah. So I'm going to cash out, set some aside for taxes, set some aside to buy back in, and then set some aside for real estate. Yeah. So Q had asked for an XRP price prediction. Well, I did say $8 to $10 this spring, March, April timeframe. XRP topped out in April of 2021. So that'd be interesting to see if we follow something similar there. And then long term, like I said, I think that we're talking about $100 plus XRP long term down the road, 5 to 10 years out. Yeah, I would say 5 years. In the next 5 years, it should be $100. And I know there's people that talk about a lot higher prices, and I like talking about the high prices too. I do. I don't mind talking about the high prices. You just have to have some context behind it. Will there be another bull run? Yeah. I don't really understand it. Is it too much or is it like every spring? It's a good question. Yeah, I don't know why. It just seems like the market typically picks up in spring. It's like we come out of a winter lull in January and February, and then the economy starts picking back up again too. Usually the stock market ticks up a little bit. People are getting back after it. And then the old saying is sell in May and walk away. So it's like you get that rally. It's that beginning of year rally. And then you take a break and then you look to re-enter or look to reposition throughout the summer. And then you get ready for that run into fall. That final fall push is typically how these cycles have played out. But if I was looking at Sologenic today, Sologenic topped out in December of 2021. So that's why I said I'm not worried about alt season. I'm not worried about super cycle. I'm not worried about I forgot what day it was today. I'm locked in on these charts. I started my day, and I was going to tell you guys this because it's just ridiculous. I wake up in the morning, and we got the family in there, and usually, so we bring the kids into our room, and we sit and have our coffee, and they have their milk, and we enjoy our morning time. Well, my morning time with the family got cut short this morning because I checked my phone and I got the word that, hey, there's a new coin that just dropped. You should take a look at it. And I was waiting for this one. And so I jumped out of bed, ran into the office. I'm like, sorry, guys, I got to go. I grabbed my coffee cup. I run in here, hop in here, aped into the coin there. And, I swear, I'm trying to hang out with the family and I'm watching the ticker on some stupid meme coin. But anyways, yeah, it started out this morning here, waking up, running here to the chart, aping into this meme coin. When are we going fishing when you visit Australia? I do need to visit Australia. That's going to be a couple years away, probably. Maybe we could do Australia sooner than later. I mean, we have there was the XRP Gold Coast Conference. I saw that. That looked fun. That did look fun. That looked good. You don't have a clue who Jed McCaleb is, do you, Zach? Oh, no, I do. Oh, no, we do. I have the most viewed Stellar deep dive on YouTube. I dropped it 2 years ago. And I titled it XLM Deep Dive, Stellar Secrets Revealed. And it was a full expose of all of the connections to the Lucis Trust, to everywhere that Jed McCaleb's been. So now I know who Jed McCaleb is. That's why I'm betting on him. Jed's at the table too. Make no mistake. I mean, would I trust him to watch my children? Probably not. But is there a chance that his coin might pump, one last hurrah? Absolutely. Absolutely. What is the next crypto project that you are planning on buying? I'll let you guys, if you guys want to front run me, you can. I'll just tell you right now, when I'm going to be dropping the Sologenic deep dive tomorrow. I might be buying some more Sologenic, honestly. Like I said, low side 10x, a 10 bagger on the low side, and a 30x on the high side. is what I'm looking at for Sologenic right now. So, not financial advice, obviously, but, you know, that's one that I'm looking at. And based off of how I finalize my Sologenic deep dive tomorrow, there's a couple more things that I need to look into before I drop this. But I may pick up another bag. You know, full disclosure, I may pick up another bag of Sologenic. Just like I was halfway through my H-bar deep dive and I was like, oh crap, I'm going to have to pick up some more. And so I'm going to be looking at Sologenic very closely tomorrow. Like what I saw today is enough that I want to buy more. I don't have enough. I've never bought Sologenic. The only bags of Sologenic that I have are from the airdrop. And I think that I have PTSD from the Flare airdrop. Maybe that's why I've had such a negative look at Sologenic, is because I just have a bad taste in my mouth from how Flare went. And the other thing too that I didn't quite understand was what the plan was with Corium. When it went from Sologenic to then Corium, and you had to hold Sologenic to get Corium, and then now they got Xcore, which is another coin that they're coming out with. And I don't even know what that is. So I was going to do Sologenic and Corium's deep dives together, but now I am going to separate them because they need to be separated out. They're two different plays. But you know, they are complementary though. Yeah, at least Corium is definitely complementary to Sologenic, and really vice versa too. Zach is crazy and never stops talking. Yes, I talk for a living, and yes, I would never deny that I am absolutely crazy. That's part of the program. That's the plan. I can see XRP falling to the recent high of 340 after the bull run. What you say, Zach? David, that's a good point. It is going to be a new floor price for XRP. And what we need to see is how high XRP goes. I'm not willing to predict a floor price until I see how high we go, based off of the $8 to $10 target that I have come this spring. I think from there we probably would pull back to at least $5, and it'll be interesting to see how much of a consolidation. If XRP consolidates at like $4 or $5, then maybe that'll be the new floor price. We just need a little bit more data before I'm willing to say where the floor price is going to be at, right? What do I think about Chainlink? They're integrated with everybody. They're talking with institutions, and I don't think it'll break $100 this bull run. That's kind of where I'm at with Chainlink. Why are YouTubers saying March 10th is a huge day? That's when the Swift system is upgrading to ISO 222. It's like the last and final day. I believe that the Fed systems are also upgrading as well. But I actually put out a warning about that date a couple days ago, warning folks of a buy the rumor, sell the news event on that day. So please be aware. I'm a YouTuber that's warning about a buy the rumor, sell the news that exact day, or around that day, like the day before, the day of, the day after. Watch for a run up to that date, but then watch for a sell off. Buy the rumor, sell the news is my prediction for that date. Mark it, write it down, note it, come on back here. I don't know what the date, what's March 10th? Is that a day we'll be doing a live show? We're sticking back to our regular schedule, Tuesday, Thursdays, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Tonight I was running a little bit behind, so we started at about quarter after 7:17 start time. Let's go to our calendar here. Where is March 10th? March 10th is a Monday. So we won't have a scheduled live show, but I'll definitely be covering that leading up to that. And once again, this is part of what's going to drive these utility coins higher running up into March and April. Like, I'm expecting us to get a run up into March based off this narrative, buy the rumor, sell the news on the day of. But then we have other catalysts that push us back up higher later that month and into April, like Paul Atkins getting confirmed, SEC cases being dropped. There's a lot of catalysts there. There's a lot there. It's just the way that people understand this and basically consume this content from other influencers is March 10th, I get rich. March 10th, XRP goes to 589. March 10th, XRP to 10K. That's a recipe for disaster. It's massive that the financial system is updating to the ISO 222 messaging standard. This confirms that the system is being upgraded. But in my warning, I also noted to everybody, I said, guys, Swift allowed members to opt into ISO 222 back in August. They already have been going live. They are going to continue going live. I said the same thing about the Japan bank narrative as well. Japanese banks already are using XRP. Many more are coming in. The date was never January 1st, 2025. It was a quote that was taken out of context from SBI CEO Yoshitaka Kitao. It's the Japanese, they're having the World Expo convention, some big deal. And everybody who's got a ticket for that event is going to have an NFT on the XRP ledger. And that's what that quote comes from. It was completely taken out of context. So does it mean that no banks in Japan are using XRP? No. We already have multiple banks in Japan that are using XRP, and more are coming. But you just be careful, because some people don't understand what these dates mean. And folks are always looking for the next date to pump us up on, right? Just hang on a little bit longer. Hang on a little bit longer. And the reason why I like coming on here, hanging out with you guys for an hour or so, why I like dropping my content every single day for you guys, is because I feel so confident in what's coming for XRP and our other utility coins this spring. I feel so confident that we're about to get a run up, and then it's going to come back down, and a lot of people are going to miss that opportunity, and we're going to go back through a summer, where, we something crazy happens, something brings that market back down, and folks are going to be kicking themselves for not selling at $8 or $10. They'll be thinking, oh, this is the end of XRP. XRP's done. Think of how we're reacting. Think of the vibe check, XRP family vibe check, and really broader altcoins. Because like I said, the XRP family is actually holding up really well compared to other crypto communities. Other crypto communities are looking around like, is anybody using our token? We've been talking, we've been doing pictures, we've been making NFTs, but is anybody using our token? Right? And look at how we're getting shaken up right now, and just think of how we're going to be feeling. Just think of what the vibe check's going to be when XRP runs up to $8 and then drops back down to $4. People will be thinking it's the end of the world. People are going to be calling XRP dead. And that's why I titled tonight's episode, XRP Patience Before Pump. Have the patience right now to understand that the pump is coming. Understand what the pump is going to do for you. Please be prepared. Okay, a couple more super chats came in. Let me refresh it. Dennis, thank you for the 2 spot. Did you miss my other super chat? Important? Oh. Yeah, I did. Dennis, thank you. Thank you. XRP depository receipts for clearing on DTCC confirms my thesis. DTCC's mind changed about how to clear $3 quadrillion a year of stocks, bonds, derivatives. Yeah, the thing with that, Dennis, I appreciate the super chat and I appreciate you bringing that up. The depository receipts, it's incredible. it's not a product for most of us, right? But it's a product for a certain type of institution, individual, family office, foreign investors that want to get exposure to XRP. This is the product for them. You have to understand there's a lot of people that don't want to hold the underlying assets in an exchange, in a cold storage. That's not how they're going to invest in this space. If you look at, and I got it right here, this is the North Carolina Digital Assets Investment Act. And I broke this down how basically the Bitcoin maxis are lying. These are not Bitcoin strategic reserve bills. These are digital asset bills. But there's two requirements, and I have them highlighted right here in the blue highlighter. One of them is that the digital asset is an exchange traded product. Has to be an ETP, has to be an ETF. The second is that it has to have a market cap of $750 billion for the last 12 months. Now, the reason why I bring that up is to show you that, not everybody is going to buy XRP and put it in cold storage. Not everybody's going to buy crypto and keep it on an exchange. These are people that need to get exposure through the ETPs. And you got institutions and family offices and other sophisticated investors outside of the US that are going to love to be able to get exposure to XRP through this product. Now, I already sent Jake and Max a message, and I said, guys, keep crushing. Just keep crushing it. Well done. Well done. They continue to bring new products, new innovations, new investment opportunities to the space, and to people who otherwise wouldn't have these opportunities. That's also very important. Bringing accessibility too. So a huge shout out to Jake, Max, and the entire team over at Digital Wealth Partners that is bringing that project up, the depository receipts. Now, these are qualified to be settled on the DTCC. Dennis, where you're going is we're building a bridge, we're making a connection and a suggestion that the DTCC might be looking to clear some of this on DLT or XRP, and I think that they are. I absolutely think that they are. I think that you're right. Is it all going to come to XRP? Maybe not necessarily. But and one of the things that I had actually in my bookmark saved for tonight, I just had too much that I wanted to get to, so I didn't include it. But it's this right here. Check this out. This is from Eric Balchunas. Schwab is now allowing 24-hour trading to all retail clients. You can now degen out on stocks and ETFs all night long. And in their pilot, they found that the most popular times were 8 to 9 p.m. and 3 to 4 a.m. So right now, people want to degen. Well, look at us. Here we go. We got, 5,000-6,000 people in the chat tonight with us. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. And if you haven't already, make sure you guys like and subscribe. All of our community resources are available at zachrector.com. But this shows you the trend of going to, a tokenized stock market, and the settlement needs to be faster. It needs to be real time. And these are markets at the DTCC that is in the quadrillions. And so folks ask, well, you're talking about XRP going to these numbers. It's impossible. No, it's not. Go look at the size of these markets. These markets have to be settled somewhere. What chains are in the lead? There's only a few. There's only a few chains that are in the conversation. But the depository receipts, that's a massive deal. Absolutely love to see it. And a huge shout out to the team behind that. That's awesome work. Awesome work. Chosen One Collecting, do you think the ETF filings will be approved before the SEC case being dismissed? What is a good amount to hold for long-term holding? I think I already answered this question in your first super chat, but I appreciate it. Appreciate the support. The ETF filings will not be approved before the SEC case is dismissed, in my opinion. The timeline for the case getting dropped is the next 60 to 90 days. The timelines for the ETFs getting approved is probably the later this year, like second half of this year. SEC Ripple case being dropped first half this year, ETFs going live second part of this year. We still have some time in front of us for the ETFs. What is a good amount to hold for long-term holding? Well, that's relative to your situation. Can't answer that. I can't answer those types of questions respectively without knowing your situation. Are we playing around with 10 grand? Or are we playing around with $1 million? Are you 30 years old like me? Or are you 65 years old? to even start to have that conversation. We don't have the time here. All right, but I like having a few XRP. I'll answer it that way. I'll say that I like having a few. A few's good. Keep them tucked away. BG Liquidity, thank you for the 10 spot, my friend. Trump could use Amendment 14, Section 4 of the Constitution to reduce our debt. If it's declared XYZ value was payments towards an insurrection, then legally that debt gets dissolved. Well, yeah, BG, well, you're taking us down a road that gets interesting, because how much of the debt does get written off? That's why I'm not here to debate, are we going to pay off the debt with gold, XRP, or Bitcoin? Are we even going to pay off the debt at all? Once we answer that question, I'll debate how we pay it off. But until I know who actually is owed what, I think that, we're just kind of playing around. It's a very important point that you bring up, though. There's a lot that's going to be clawed back. They're already trying to claw back funds that were going to these hotels. And we already have FEMA directors being fired over that. This month, there were people at FEMA that thought that they were going to get away with allocating resources towards housing illegals at hotels, paying twice the market rate. See, this isn't just about, taking care of some people and having some humanity. Of course we do. We take care of everybody. That's not what this is about. We take care of everybody in this country. Okay? But this is about paying twice the market rate because they could get away with it. And because you got the kickbacks. And because you got the back end. And this is all coming to an end. People are getting fired. They're clawing back the money. And we're finding out that we don't owe some people as much as we thought we did. So BG, I think you bring up a very important point. You bring up a very important piece of paper, the Constitution. Folks are about to get a little bit more familiar with it in the process. And like I've been saying, we're in the middle of restoring our republic. It's a beautiful setup. Absolutely. Gotta be. Huge shout out to Gotta Be XRP Greg. One of the best karaoke singers in the XRP family. You better believe it. The ISO dates are arbitrary. Multiple parties have to come together to make it happen. And all it takes is one to say they aren't ready. Exactly. And so Greg gets it because Greg's been in this community for a while. We've been watching these dates. And I've said this, guys, that most of the time, what I've found is I have a much, much higher success rate looking at dates and events as to when there's going to be a market downturn versus to when there's going to be a pump. It seems like some of these pumps just happen out of nowhere. And you could flip a coin as to when the next pump's going to be. Cover your eyes and, pick a date on the calendar as to when the next pump's going to be. Relatively speaking, I've laid out my case for why I think we're going to pump this spring. There's a lot of catalysts. But historically, what I've done is I've actually used these dates and these events to actually predict when we're going to get a market downturn. These dates and events cause crypto investors to get ahead of themselves over in front of their skis, and then they trip up. Silver to 1,000. Boy, I got a great silver chart too. I'll show it in an upcoming episode is what I'll do. I'll show it in an upcoming episode. XRP is a commodity. There is no market cap. Well, you can still calculate the market cap of commodities. Like we calculate the market cap of gold. Obviously it's kind of a trust me bro situation because we actually don't know how much gold's actually out there. And we're talking about above ground gold because China lies so much about their gold holdings, along with other countries too, like Russia. And everybody's lying. Do we have the gold? I retweeted our good friend Johnny from our Discord group. I saw that he had put out a tweet about doing a live show. Somebody brought up doing a live show from Fort Knox or something like that with President Trump and Elon. And I retweeted him. I said, yes. And holy cow, this is the timeline I've been praying for. Ron Paul coming back to audit the Fed, look into the Fed, and shut down the Fed. but the conversation was about Fort Knox and where is the gold? Do we have the gold? Are we lying about our gold? Is everything down this week? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, depends, you know. The sentiment's so bad. I mean, I read a comment before hopping on the live show tonight. Somebody said this is the worst bull run ever. If you're in the wrong assets, yeah, it is. I mean, I'm just speaking for myself and what I've seen in our community. I see a lot of folks that have made some pretty good money so far, and the investments that we've made, the assets that we're holding, still have really good outlooks. So, I mean, is this bull run better than last bull run? If you've improved your skills, if you've improved your ability to research these projects, your ability to trade, understand technicals, combine that with fundamentals, if you are in these trenches, you know, keeping up to date with the communities, the culture, the memes, the attention, then you're in a better spot. That's where I'm at. Is I've been, you know, putting in the time, and here we are 6 years into this game. This is going to be my best bull run ever. And I want it to be for you guys too. So Justin says, I feel like you have signed an NDA with Ripple. No. They say cough twice. No. No, I actually don't know of any influencer that's been paid by Ripple, and I'm honestly saying that. I know a lot of people suspect that, but I've talked to all of them, and I mean, you know, they could have been fibbing, but I've talked to everybody, and nobody has a check from Ripple. Nobody. I mean, we're all invested in XRP and Ripple, and we all are very, you know, bullish. Some would say we're biased, you know, but none of us are paid by Ripple. Any chance the bull run has already happened? Yes. Yes, the bull run is happening now. This is what I'm trying to pound the table about and get this message across. There's coins that have already ripped. There's coins that have already ran so hard. Yes, we're in the middle of a bull run. Yes. I was looking at Sologenic again today. It already pumped 900% since the election. After the election, Sologenic pumped 900%. Take a look at this. Let me hide my, oh, well, I guess I don't need to hide this fib. There you go. So this is the Sologenic chart that I was looking at. And let me show you this measurement. If you just go right down here, where are we at? November 4th, right here. Right up there. It's 940. Basically 950% for Sologenic. Yes, we're in a bull run. Yes. I would say 1,000%, but it only pumped 900%. But yes, 100% we are in a bull run. Confirmed by multiple charts. Yes, absolutely. Now, do you have a really sexy opportunity in Bitcoin? Do you have a really good outlook for Ethereum? It's debatable, depending on who you ask. Do you have a good outlook on, 90% of these coins? You know, but do we have a really good outlook on XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, Algo, Sologenic, Flare, a couple of these other coins too? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Bitcoin maxi tiers, yes. Yeah, I'm waiting for that narrative to spin back up. The Bitcoin maxi tiers have been hanging out at about $1 million market cap. It topped out at about 4 million. And it's funny because Bitcoin maxi tiers has been my best meme so far. Best meme trade on the XRP ledger, and it was great. We had a bunch of people in the community in our Discord group make a bunch of money on that one too. Yeah, that was a fun one. And that's what I've been saying. ever since October when the XRP memes went live, I mean, we flipped some big bags. So yeah, I mean, it's a bull run for the right assets. All coins are not created equal, though. We're not in a participation trophy bull run. You guys know I used to say that we had a participation trophy economy. Well, now I'm going to start saying that this ain't a participation trophy bull run. Make sure I didn't miss any other super chats. Okay, we're good. Okay. I'm on the chat. How about Swift Coin? Well, it's a good example of these Coinbase. These coins that have been dumped on Coinbase. I'll show you Swift Coin. I was looking at it today. Right here. Now, you got to respect the pump, though. You 100% have to respect the pump. I mean, God bless it. 1,400%. Is that a bull run? 1,400% it is. Absolutely. Merry Christmas. Hallelujah. And hopefully you took your money and ran. And I warned the Discord group today too. I said, guys, watch out. This thing's about to break 2 cents. It doesn't have much support between here and about a penny and a half. There's not much support right here. There's a gap. We need to hold it. We gotta hold it. Gotta hold 2 cents. It's just below 2 cents right now. That's an incredible run. Gotta respect the pump. But you respect the pump by taking profits and knowing that that retrace is coming right around the corner. XCN, it's even better. 4,000%. For the folks at home, we also refer to that as a 40X. A 40 bagger. It doesn't happen in the stock market, so they don't even have a term for that in the stock market. Very rarely does it happen in the stock market. Over decades, it may happen in the stock market. And, you know, you just don't see it. It's a 40X. Not a 10X, not a 20X, 40X, 4,000% for XCN. God bless it. Hopefully you guys made some money on that one too. I know you guys were telling me, you guys have been telling me to look at a lot of these projects. And I'm kicking myself. I should have done it sooner. But hey, better late than never. And so, guys, this is Fundamental February. This is Fundamentals February, where I'm going through right now, and I'm looking at all these projects, and I'm going to pump out as many of these deep dives as I can, or some of them are just going to be quick updates because there's not that much there from a fundamental perspective, but they got momentum. They're momentum plays. Yeah, penny stocks, exactly. Yeah. The penny stock traders have a term for that one. I think a lot of retail lost a lot and won't be coming back. We're all tapped out. Like, even people that are making good money are tapped out. I forget, I went to the grocery store the other day. I was laughing because I had like 6 items, and it was like just like $80 or something. I forget what it was. I was like, what is going on here? I literally had like 6 items, and my grocery bill was like $80. Have you heard anything about B3? It's a new coin on Coinbase. Well, I haven't heard anything about it, but I have seen it on Coinbase. And yeah, I think that it's another one of these Coinbase doozies. But to the point about retail lost a lot, yeah, and retail didn't have much to lose. That's the problem, is that When you look at the fear and greed chart, it will show you that we're probably in fear. Let me pull it up right now just to fact check myself. Fear and greed index. Let's do the coin market cap fear and greed index. Okay, it's 35, which is more towards the fear. It's not extreme fear, but it is in fear. But if you ask me, we all want instant gratification. We're all greedy SOBs, myself included. My expectations for investing are completely distorted because I've only invested in XRP or digital assets. Other than that, I've only invested in my business. So I have a distorted reality when it comes to my expectations on investing. I don't even think or consider trying to make 10% return on investment. Right? And so, yeah, I think that we have full-blown instant gratification greed present in these markets, and retail is showing up, and unfortunately, they're taking sometimes money that they can't afford to lose, and they're losing it on crypto because they're just wildly speculating. And it's really not even speculating, it's just gambling. Speculation, at least you could do some educated speculation, some educated gambling. But you have retail that's showing up because what's happening is they're hearing about crypto, but instead of going first into Bitcoin like so many of us did over the past 5-6 years, all of us have a very similar story. We got into crypto, we started with Bitcoin, we moved into Ethereum, we moved into XRP. I skipped over Ethereum. I've never had Ethereum. But I got into Bitcoin first and then I went to XRP. Many of you guys have the same story. That's not happening anymore. Retail showing up, they have $50, they have $500, and nothing against that. I've been investing $500 into XRP for 6 years. You know, I ran my accounts down to zero. Nothing against where we start. But you have retail showing up with, $100. They invest it into not Bitcoin, not XRP, but the new ticker that's the new shiny object, the new meme, the new narrative. Oh, Trump coin. People are skipping over Bitcoin, XRP, and fundamental cryptos to go straight into meme coins. They get wrecked, and then they want to quit crypto. Or they got into crypto here in the past few months, and then we just went through the largest liquidation event in the history of cryptocurrency, and now crypto's not for them. And it's not for everybody. It really isn't. That's why these narratives get so dangerous. It's because people get overinvested. There's a great video that I saw, actually. It was done by a gal, a lady, and it was a great video. You guys have probably seen it. It went viral. In the first clip, it had like 60,000 XRP, $60,000 XRP price prediction. And that kind of, I think, reeled everybody in. That was very good. I mean, as a TikToker, I can appreciate that. As a content creator, I can appreciate that hook. That hook was slick. 60,000 green screen behind you. I appreciate that. It's a good hustle. But the video went viral, and in the background, there's all this about how March, it mentions that ISO is going live in March, mentions all these other things with XRP, how Brad's going to be part of the council. And it was a really good video. It was done really well. But the problem is that you have new people coming in. They see that 60,000. Oh, wow. XRP is going to go to the same price as Bitcoin or halfway to it, $60,000 XRP. And it's going to happen on March 10th because ISO is going to go live. And then now they're thinking that every bank in Japan is going to use it too. And do you see how this carries people down into false expectations? And then they get wrecked, and then they think XRP is a scam. This is how new people are getting trapped. And, that's what we're trying to do. So the way that we can help prevent this is by liking this video, sharing it out far and wide, and telling people, hey, stop listening to all that silly noise over there. Get tapped in with some real ones. Get tapped in with some people that got a real program going on. More comments, questions? Now, I can say this because I did that. I'm not trying to act like I didn't fall for this too, and I didn't go into this. I've been over investing in XRP for the last 5 years. I only stopped over investing in XRP when I had children. And I realized, okay, I better have some money in the bank account. We can't run it down to zero. I've been over investing in XRP. I've been getting myself hyped up about 10,000 XRP. Not even of the prediction that, XRP is going to 10K this year, but the potential of XRP going to 10K got me so hyped that I was throwing every last dollar I had since 2019. If you were new to XRP, would you buy in heavy right now? Well, the heavier you can buy in, the better, because you have limited upside compared to where we were at just 3 months ago. When we were at 50 cents, let's say you have 10 grand. That's moving in heavy. Obviously, it went a lot further at 50 cents. But now, if you have the option, it's better to go heavy because you're going to have less of an upside return. So you need to invest more capital, to be able to, get that return that you desire. Reading comments, questions right now. Okay, GA Home Investor. Okay. Did you drop a super chat? What happened here? I'm scrolling back up through the comments. Retired U.S. Marine and love bringing my fellow military family into the space. They're afraid of taking the step into digital asset space. Acknowledge the military family, please. Yes. Amen. And God bless all of our veterans, all of our active duty military. There's very few people that I wish I could help more, as a matter of fact. The transition from the military to the civilian world is a very difficult one. The good thing is that because you've not really had to pay for your living expenses, most of the time, the military is in a pretty good spot where you can actually start an investment portfolio while you're still in the service there. And so I have a couple of my friends are in the military. They've done pretty well for themselves and are setting themselves up really well. One of my buddies, he's on track to retire here. And, it sounds like so long, right? When you sign up when you're 18, 20 years. 20 years sounds like a long time. And here we are at 30 years old, and he's looking at only another 8 years to go. And so, you're in a really good spot because you'll be in your own, they'll have housing for you. If you want to go eat the food, you can save a decent amount. But also, a shout out to the service too. You've earned it. You've earned it. And so we need to have more resources. It absolutely is a disgrace how our veterans are treated in this country. We need more resources for military to transition into the civilian world, into becoming entrepreneurs. I know there's a lot of people that work on that. My mentor, Dan Pena, that's one of the things that he does too. He had a program that was boots to suits. He actually talked about the resistance that he met with his program from government trying to stop his program, boots to suits. He was basically trying to teach military members how to become entrepreneurs. But we need more of that. We need more of that. And the good thing too, I know a lot of military guys have maybe some time to look at cryptos and some investments and so a huge shout out to all of our military members. I come from a military family. Probably the only reason why I didn't go into the military is my mother told me that they wouldn't accept me because of my heart problem. I don't know if that's true or not. But that's what she told me. Not that I was ever really, all that interested in it, but it was a backup. My grandfather served in World War II. He was in the Army. That was my great-grandfather. And then my grandfather served in Vietnam as a Marine. And they both were in it. And then my father was in the Navy. He was in the Seabees. He was in the Seabees. Dan Pena is tough as nails. Yeah, Michelle, he's not for everybody. Not for everybody. I listen to Dan because he reminds me of my grandfather. Military, not scared to die, willing to put it all down on the line. Dan's way more intense than my grandfather, though. My grandfather was much more gentle and nice. Yeah. Any idea when Codius will be released? They're still working on it, I guess. People talk about is, are some of these other platforms Codius? I don't know. I mean, all I see right now is that the XRP ledger is being surrounded by a bunch of smart contract platforms. So we don't need smart contracts on the layer 1 XRP ledger. Whether it's Codius, whether it's Corium, whether it's Acceler, EVM sidechain, we're going to have all the functionality that we need. And that's all that matters. As far as Codius, who knows? Uh-oh. Mel's in the house. Zach, we figured out that Doge equals Department of Jasara. Hello. Hello. Mel, good to see you, brother. Mel was right, wasn't he? Mel was right. Son of a gun. Moneybag Yo just dropped his own meme coin. I'm trying to think of any of the songs that Moneybag Yo's done. I know I've heard the name, and I know that I've heard of a couple of his songs. Moneybag Yo. What's the ticker? My granddad was a German U-boat captain. Yeah, there you go. World War II. That's awesome. Yeah. They don't make them like that anymore, do they? Yeah. Shout out to and thank you to all of our veterans, all of our service members in the chat. Appreciate you guys. God bless you. And I heard that our signups for our military have spiked. Looks like we got a new commander-in-chief that people are actually willing to go work for. To Mel's point, it's happening, and really it's just been, kind of dissected and split up, but it's moving forward. What started as no tax on tips, went to no tax on Social Security, went to, hey, maybe we'll just get rid of the IRS completely. It's like, well, this escalated real quick. Yeah. And the states are moving too. So the states are forcing the hand of the federal government. They're just moving, making gold and silver legal tender, dropping income tax. Even Elon was saying that we needed to shut down the CFTB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB. Is that what it is? CFPB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. We need to shut down them and send all of basically all the money that they have to the American people. So already talks of payments going out to Americans. A lot of people are already planning on having a tax holiday this year. We'll see how that happens, but I think that there's going to be something there as well too. So yeah, it's really opening up. Yeah, Trump is the wrecking ball with Elon. I don't want to give too much credit to Congress because they're still playing around, but there are a few good guys and good gals in Congress that are working as well too. Obviously, we got some stalling tactics being played out here to stop Kash Patel from coming in. But the talk of the town, we just saw Glenn Beck on Patrick Bet-David's show talking about how on day one, the list drops. Kash Patel comes in day one. By the end of the day, the list is dropping. And I'm right there with all of you guys as far as I'm over waiting and talking and speculating. I want to see it done now. But, we got to wait for Kash to come in. He's going to come in and boy, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. Okay. Yep. We're unwinding a lot. Unemployment coming in hot. Ignore the BS figures. It's disastrous. And isn't that something, Stu? They covered up the unemployment numbers. They were revised down by 600,000 jobs last year in 2024. But the way that they covered it up is they released the jobs numbers for January, which actually beat expectations. And so they were able to run with these headlines. Oh, stronger than expected labor market. Hot labor market. Unemployment's good. Meanwhile, if you read in the bottom, fine print, they bury it, or they don't even include it at all. They just don't even bring it up. But if you take the time to actually go look and decode the economic data like we do, you see that they revised it down by another 600,000 jobs. Trump is working hard, absolutely. Got a buddy in the service going to South Korea. They were pulling people from his unit to go to the north and south border. Yeah, by the way, if you guys are in military, reach out to me. If you have any information, just go to zachrector.com. We appreciate any information that can be, shared. Jason says, new to crypto, love your content, Zach. 20,000 to begin to invest. Was thinking all into XRP or maybe better to spread between XRP, HBAR, XRC, or other utilities. Yeah. So what I would do is I would go to my playlist 2025 coin reviews. You'll see that I've done an update on XCN, on HBAR, and on XLM. And you'll see the opportunities that I see for all of those digital assets as far as how high I think they'll go. And I'm trying to think, there isn't any that I anticipate will go higher than, or could give a better return than XRP this bull run. Out of those that I just mentioned, XLM, HBAR, and what was the other one? XCN. HBAR could maybe do a 10x best case scenario. It's about 23, 24, 25 cents. Best cases, it goes a little bit over $2. Best case. More than likely, HBAR's, I think, going to top out at about $1. If we get that alt season run this spring, I think we're looking at about a 70 cent to $1 HBAR. For XLM, it's similar level. It's about $2 tops. This run up in the spring. And so, should you go all in XRP? I wouldn't do that. Obviously, I am not in a position to give you financial advice. But if I had 20,000 to start with today, I would probably allocate half that towards XRP, honestly. Just because you got to get some exposure to some XRP. And with 20 grand to work with, you can invest half that in XRP, have a big bag of XRP, and then have plenty enough money to play around with some other stuff. But I'm not here to give you financial advice or tell you what to do. I'm just saying what I would do if I was brand new in crypto today. But you'll see the reason why I'd like for you to subscribe, follow that 2025 coin review playlist. I'm going to be going through some other opportunities. In particular, Sologenic is going to drop tomorrow, my coin review for Sologenic. And I'm looking at a conservative 10x for Sologenic, upwards of a 30x this bull run. And it's not necessarily for this spring, this March, April timeframe, where I'm expecting XRP and some of these other utility coins to make a run. If you look back at 2021, XRP topped out in April and Sologenic topped out in December. And it topped out at a little bit over $6. So if Sologenic just goes to its previous all-time high, $6, you're well over 10x. It's at 40 cents right now. So at a $4 Sologenic, you've 10 bagged it up. Our high side targets that I'm looking at right now for Sologenic are, upwards of $13. That's a 30x return. So, yeah. I almost would look at some other plays, even like, H-bar, 25 cents, it runs up to $1. You have a chance to 3-4x. That's good. But I'm seeing some other returns that might be a little bit more attractive. Another one that I'm looking at is Flare. I'll be dropping my update on Flare. My price targets on Flare are probably going to be disappointing to some, but it's what I see. It's what I'm preparing for. And if I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong, because that means that our community makes a lot of money. But for me, I know what I'm looking at on Flare, and I just want to see this sucker run back up to its previous all-time high, which is about 9 to 10 cents. I don't include the IOU price for Flare. That was not a real market. That was not a liquid market. That was not on exchanges. I don't include that in my analysis on Flare. The Flare IOUs was something separate. The day Flare went live, shortly thereafter, it went up to about 9 cents. So I'm looking for Flare to top out at about 9 to 10 cents. Don't forget CeeLo. Yeah, I got to take a look at that one still, Stu. Yep. Man, I've been hearing the same stuff for 3 or 4 months now. Chris, I've been here in this game for 6 years. Before I started making content, I was hearing this stuff back in 2018, 2019, 2020. I didn't start making content until 2021. So if you think that hearing this stuff for 3-4 months is long, and by the way, we're not at 50 cents anymore. So, where are we measuring from? What is our perspective here? We got to consider these things. I wanted to come on here tonight. Titled this session here, XRP Patience Before Pump, to remind folks, we don't need to go anywhere. We don't need to freak out. There's a lot of content creators that are taking advantage of this fear. Fear sells. And I'm seeing them come out and they're making content about how the market's crappy. Like, man, I don't know what's crappy. We just flipped 100% profit today. Just today. Right? And guys are, well, the market's crappy right now. Like, speak for yourself, pal. We're finding opportunities every single day. And so, if you know where to look, there's plenty of room here for these utilities to run. And they're not going to run by anything that's not impressive. These are going to be numbers that really are something to take advantage of. But a lot of people won't be patient, and they're going to miss out on the pump. Now, we already did pump. People are confused about that too. People got into XRP after it went above $2. And now they're complaining because they've been in this, for a month and they're not rich yet. Like I said, these people won't make it. Seriously, Zach, you should not be making price predictions. We will know when utility kicks in. There's difference between the speculative environment that we're in right now and the utility era that comes down the road that you speak of. So while we're in this speculative environment, I do think it is appropriate. I do. The setup for the spring is completely separate from the setup for XRP over the next 5 to 10 years. Yeah. Yep. FUD cost me in 2017. I sold my 10 Bitcoin at $60 because of fear and doubt. And that's the thing. I see a lot of FUD. In the rest of the space, I see a lot of clarity over here. I've never felt as confident about where we're at in this cycle, like in the next couple months. It's clarity over here. It's clear. Where's my, I don't have it. I thought I had my XRP ship shirt here. The coast is clear going forward. We already left that storm behind us. Coast is clear over here. Axelar is not Exceller. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, Mandy says, if they don't like my prediction, they need to listen to Jake Claver. Shout out to Jake. I'm about to connect with him again. I was just talking to Jake yesterday. We're about to reconnect here again. Got some stuff to catch up on. And yeah, if you don't like what I'm talking about, oh boy. All right, guys. Hey, it's been a pleasure tonight. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. I'm going to wrap up this session here. All of our community resources are available at zachrector.com if you appreciate what we're doing. Definitely tap in over there. We have the private community available through Patreon to get access to Discord if you guys are interested in that. We have some fresh merch. If you also want, community resources for exchanges, wallets, we got you covered there as well. Anything else that you guys are looking for, just drop a comment down below. Let me know what coin you want me to deep dive next. Like I said, Sologenic comes tomorrow. Got a couple other coins expecting to drop this week. That is the 2025 coin review playlist. Just make sure you guys subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you won't have to worry about missing any of our content. Had a lot of fun with you guys tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care and God bless out there. Thank you so much.